How are you feeling? It's Rigg'd here, back the day after the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids Expo. Awesome expo, awesome game expo. It's for the kids of CJAC, which is the Children's Justice and Advocacy Center in Kelso, Longview, Washington. It's put on by John Hancock every year. Awesome expo. It's just a huge show floor full of cool stuff. Games, new and old alike. Art. I love the art exhibits. I love the pixel art. The Perler. A lot of that going on too. I had a booth. I met a lot of cool people, as I do every time. Well, it's cool too because the area that it is between, it's on I-5 between Seattle and Portland. So you have Seattle and Portland, and then beyond from there, come into this thing, and all the booth proceeds, everything donated, everything in the auction, all goes to charity, all goes to CJAC, all goes to the kids of the area. So always happy to help out. I had a couple of items that were up for auction. I had one of my balloon fight Iwata that went to auction, and all the money went to charity. And then I also said I'll hack you into a video game, and that went to charity too. Oh, and it right in my weak spot too. The person who won came up to me afterwards and said, like, we don't want to be in the video game. We want you to put one of our someone we know in a video game, and because that kid loves Sonic the Hedgehog, and they have autism. So I was like, oh, it's my weak spot because I have a child with autism. Mwah. So this is not the one, but she's gonna hang out with me anyway. So got back late last night. Driving to CJAC from where we are, driving to Cowlitz, Longview from where we are in Yakima, involves going over White Pass, which had a couple of road crumblers, like the road broke and went down the cliff. So that was kind of scary. However, we weren't part of that. It was blocked off and stuff. Still scary to see though. What's that?
Was there rain?
No, there was no rain. It was clear skies and beautiful day and sunny skies the whole time. So anyway, these are my pickups. So awesome job. Again, John Hancock, awesome. I gave John Hancock, while I was there, I made a couple of Mega Man Wily War Genesis repros. I mean, he bought one, which I was like, sure, I'll take your money. But then I gave him because then he was like, oh great, I'm going to talk about this on my channel. And I said, oh, cool. In that case, here, let me give you another one that you can give away. So watch out for John Hancock's channel, and if he talks about, Mega Man Wily Wars, it'll be a chance to win one, maybe. Let's check that out. All right, these are the pickups. These are my pickups. Where do I start? Well, I'll start with these. I'll start with the Nintendo games. I'll go to those ones later, Lily. Eight Eyes, Magmax, and Ultima, Quest of the Avatar. I did have these, but these are label upgrades. The copies of these that I have personally, the labels are all ripped and shot and faded and all that, but these are label upgrades, so always cool to see these. Always cool to have these too, so... yes. Yeah, we'll do these ones. Lily's looking forward to doing these ones. You want to show the kids those? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. These were donated from Joe Witter, our good friend Joe, Crazy Joe, Hothead Joe. He was like, oh, I saw these and you had your name on them, so he hooked it up, man. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. The WCW watch. I know it's sealed. I'm not keeping it sealed, man. Just like Reggie, I'm going to break the seal and I'm going to wear this thing. Promise you that. And this is the refrigerator magnet. We can put this on the fridge. Yes. Isn't that cool? Yeah. We can put your pictures on it and everything. I'm going to do here's some Game Boy games.
I'm just going to start opening this.
These are from, got these from Kelsey. We worked out a trade for Japanese Game Boy. That's, why do I forget the name? Solomon's Key. Solomon's Key for that.
How do we open
this one is called Papua. Awesome Super Famicom game. It's an action platformer for the Super Famicom. It's from Enix. It's based on a manga, I think. And this is the Game Boy version. The Game Boy version plays differently, but looking forward to playing more of that. What do you got?
This is really hard to open.
Well, yeah, it's sealed still. We'll open it up here pretty soon, though. And she knows I like wrestling games, and I'm on a quest to collect every Japanese wrestling game that's out there, or every wrestling game that's on a cart, including the Japanese ones. And this is Pro-Resu, which stands for Pro Wrestling. This plays like the Nintendo Pro Wrestling. And it's on the Game Boy, and it's upgraded and everything. It's not the same characters from the Nintendo version, but it plays just like that. This is one I didn't have. So good looking out there, Kelsey. she also got me this one too. She was holding on to this one for me. This is literally called Shin Nihon Pro Wrestling Tokun Road Brave Spirits. And it says Tokun Road Brave Spirits. I'm not actually reading the kanji there. This is the first New Japan Pro Wrestling game that came out for the Nintendo 64. This is one I didn't have. So very awesome to have that too. This is like New Japan Pro Wrestling. It is like Jushin Thunder Liger, Masahiro Chono. You know, that's awesome. And then this, Super Fire Pro Wrestling. Love the Fire Pro Wrestling series, so another Fire Pro Wrestling series to add to it. In the film of the only Super Nintendo cartridge I picked up is this. It's a repro of the Donkey Kong Country competition cart. It's true, I could have just made my own. By my buddy Paul Tessie, who, by the way, Google T-E-S-I. His game playing skills are insane. Joe Fritz and I shared a booth, and we could see him playing games in the free play area, like playing some shmup or something, and he's just like grazing all the bolts. Just like, watching him play is a work of art. He had this, didn't need a second one. He already had one, but he didn't need a second one. So I traded one of my repros for this one, just so I have it. So it saves me the trouble of making one, right? We have some more Nintendo 64 games. Ben, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Vindemir, probably, had a stack of 64 games, and I was like, you know, we worked out a trade. I love trading. When you come to any video game convention, bring trade bait. I love trading. Blast Corps. Not only did I not have this, I've actually never played this game ever in my life. For some reason, I just passed it up. I don't know why. I remember looking at this in magazines saying, oh, it looks so awesome, and I never played it. So I'm going to have a chance to play it now, some 20 years later, however long. That, which I see this label all the time, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he says kind of like a game show or something. He wanted to dump off all of his Japanese 64 games. He didn't want them, so I was like, well, I'll take them. I don't mind. So, soccer, I'm guessing? Let's see if I can read it here. J Ring, I think that says. T. Leidun Hot 97. That's my Japanese reading skills are terrible. Shadow of the Empire. I actually didn't. I have this sealed, but I'm not going to break the seal on that one. Because I bring it to conventions to sell. So if you need a sealed one of these, I have one for you. I could trade you too. But just that, so I can actually play it. Another Japanese game. Sumo wrestling, I'm guessing. 64... I can't read kanji. 64 man something. And tennis. Yeah, why not? Do some of that for you. And then we have just a few more games. This is a multi-cart. It's heavy, too. Doesn't work. So both this, which I got from Emilio, thanks Emilio, and this, Double Dragon, I got from Steve, Stelio, both of these don't work. So they gave them to me saying, hey, if you can get them to work, have at. So you'll see these later on in videos on my open cart surgery. Let's see if I can get these games working once again. And the highlight for me, anyway, the best thing I picked up, the one I didn't even know this was at the show until like maybe half an hour before he left. Casey stopped by. Casey, you've probably seen Casey, his Wii collection on the Metal Jesus channel and stuff. He stopped by and he was like, hey, do you mind, if I put I was like, dude, if you have some stuff, put them on my table. You can sell them off my table, I don't mind. And he was like, oh, I got one of these too. It's the Pokemon Yellow Nintendo. This is Pokemon Yellow and it plays on a Nintendo system. And he had two of them. He has one for himself and he had one to sell. So ended up making a trade. We always find something that we can trade with each other. And I'll maybe do a video on it later too. It plays just like Pokemon Yellow, the Pikachu edition, but it's on a Nintendo system cartridge, and it plays just fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a different cart and give it a different label. This works, but I want to make it my own, so to speak. So very, very happy to have this too. And that is what I have from the Cowlitz Gamers for Kids Expo 2016. Very cool to see everyone there. Very cool to see everyone stop by. Some people actually stopped by and said, like, hey, I watch your channels. It's interesting to see how repros are made and stuff like that. And I'm like blown away. I was like, you actually watch those? So thank you for watching, and thank you for being there, and thanks for coming up and saying hi. And even if you don't buy anything, if you just come up and shake my hand or something like that, saying, hey, always good to see you. That's what it's all about. And then, like, yeah, of course I sell stuff at these expos, but if I can break even, that makes, you know, that pays for the trip and pays for everything, I'm good. That's all I'm really looking out for. So thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We have more tutorials in the future. I've been slammed at work this last couple of weeks, but the next video I want to do is how to do a Super Nintendo repro, and I'll give you that tutorial coming up next. So in the meantime, take care. And add me on Miitomo at John Blue Riggs. I'm on Miitomo now, so that's the new thing apparently. I know when it first came out, I was like, it's gonna be lame. And you know what? Admittedly, it's still kind of lame, but it's like it sucks you in. You start answering questions, and it's how it works. Anyway, take care. We'll see you.